Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Tonight is open panel debate night and reaction night. Let's go. And by the way, I will be playing an old intro because somehow, some way, I got a copyright strike for the music, the background music in my newest intro. So we got to do the old one tonight, man. Understand out the door. That intro is trash. That's like the first intro. That intro is from 3 years ago, bro. I got to get my editor to make a new intro, a whole new intro, and with different background music since, bro, I've been using the intro that we've created for a good year. Never got a copyright strike for the music that's in it. Now, and all of a sudden, I get a copyright strike. So that's a little weird. But anyways, we got a few links in the YouTube description. First link is going to be for the members. If you want to become a member, you can support us by doing so by clicking the link that's down below in the YouTube description. We are currently live on Facebook and TikTok as well right now too. For the folks on TikTok, you see the debate prompt right there on screen. But on YouTube, for the links in the description, the other links in there is going to be for the social media accounts. So we got the TikTok, the Facebook, the X, Instagram, stuff like that. So go ahead and give us a follow if you're not following us already on the other social media platforms. Let me go ahead and see if my mic volume is high enough real quick. Nah, let's turn that up. Okay, that should be. All right. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Let's get that turned up. Black Magic, that should be, is that right? Yeah, that is right. What else should I change? Yeah, no, that's good. All right, so we're going to hop right into it. I got some clips that we're going to be reacting to that the members sent in. That's one of the perks when you become a member here at No Fugazee Podcast, that we do react to some of your clips. So we're going to get right into that. Let me think if I got anything that's new. So we got a dating and relationship show this Saturday coming up. Last Saturday, the show, we had to go ahead and cancel that one. But this Saturday, we're not canceling this Saturday show. It's going to be a definite. We've got a few girls on a panel that we're going to be bringing on. And then besides this Saturday, this Thursday, another open panel debate night. So every Tuesdays and Thursdays, of course, open panel debate night. And then like every other Saturday for the dating and relationship show. So as you come in, go ahead and like the podcast, subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live. Now, if anybody wants to debate tonight, the link to debate is pinned in the YouTube comments. So if you want to go ahead and debate tonight, you can go ahead and click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. And we can debate about anything you want, man. On TikTok right now, we got 3 prompts. The first prompt is, can we have morals without God? Second prompt is, feminism ruins society. Third prompt is, knowledge is impossible without free will. So any free will deniers, knowledge will be impossible. Feminism ruins society, overall society, relationships, and as well as society as a whole. And then can we have morals without God? This is going to be for those atheists. So any atheists want to come on up and debate tonight, let's go ahead and debate. But before we do so, I am going to just warm up by reacting to some clips until we get more people in here. So let's get to these clips first. Shouts out to all the members and the mods that's in the chat. I see you guys. I see Zandal. I see Wit Kid. Who else I see in here? See the Fallen One. See you in here, man. See Tim M. I see you in here, Tim M. We got Dana. See you up in here. We got Kraut Mick. I see you in here, man. Who else? Who else is in here? Who else we got? Okay, that's all we got right now for the members, I think. There's probably some other folks in here, of course, but just no comments right now. But all right, chat. And also, you can support the channel by donating. Send me in your coins. Send me in some dollars, man. I don't do this for free. Right? So send in some money. If you're entertained, support. Like you're on Netflix, you're watching Netflix, you got a subscription. You watch cable TV. Who has cable anyway right now anyways, right? But if you do still have cable, you're an idiot. But you are still paying for that. You're paying to watch the person on the television. Vice versa on your phone screen, right? Vice versa on why am I saying vice versa? Or on your computer screen. You get what I'm saying? So you're paying. So go ahead and pay those bucks to me. Support the channel, man. Let's go. And we're not going anywhere, man. We got a lot of new stuff in store. Most likely going to be at DebateCon next week. Next weekend be at DebateCon. Most likely doing a dating and relationship show in Dallas, just pulling a few strings, just like we was in DebateCon in Tennessee and did a dating and relationship show with Jake Rattlesnake. Looking to do the same thing. I was trying to get a debate on DebateCon, but Destiny, man, he just wanted to debate one thing. Trump. I'm like, yo, let's debate something else. Trump. Like, come on, bro. And the type of Trump debates he wanted to do is just like, we would agree on some of these things. Like, let's debate something else, man. You got some weird views. I'm sure you want to get your world. I'm sure he doesn't want to get his worldview challenged, on things that he's really not comfortable with, like philosophy and things of that sort. So, which is why he only want to stick to Trump. But, that's fair. If you're not skilled in other areas of debating, you kind of want to stay in a little niche that you're skilled in. Like when I started off, I was just doing dating and relationship type of debates and conversations, but I started to expand out a little bit more. And, now I can debate some other topics and trying to fully master it. But, you guys see the clips, you guys see me destroying these atheists and stuff like that. So the product is only getting better. All right, enough of the yap. Let's go ahead and get to the first clip that we have. For the folks on TikTok, I see you guys coming right up on TikTok. I'm going to react to some clips first. You're going to be able to hear the content that I'm reacting to on TikTok, and then I'm going to start bringing you folks up. We got Jay, we got Big Finzo, we got French is still yapping, and we got Renens. I think I'm saying that totally wrong, but I see the four of you backstage via TikTok. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring you guys up once I'm done reacting to the first clip that we have. And how debate night works is when I react to these clips, if you disagree with my takes, we can debate that too. But as far as the prompts, we can debate these prompts as well, right? So that's what we kind of want to focus on, the prompts. But if not, if you want to debate my takes, if you disagree, you could do that too, man. All right. Let's, okay, looks like we got a clip right here. Let's go ahead and share my screen. So folks on TikTok, again, you're not going to be able to see my screen sharing because I'm streaming on YouTube as well, but you will be able to hear exactly what I'm about to react to. So it's still going to be good content. So don't go anywhere, folks. And let's go ahead and play this.
Someone that's your type.
I love you.
Let's rewind that back a little bit.
Oh, is she someone that's your type?
I love you. We gonna date right now.
Tell me more about like a day in your life, what it looks like. Yeah.
So right off the bat, for the folks on TikTok, this is a Pop the Balloon show. Right off the bat, he's love bombing her. He's using the simpish game, right? Kind of trying to play it fully safe and just say, oh, I love you. Like you're overly, not even that you're attractive or you're beautiful, but nah, I love you. It's an exaggerated form of, saying that the woman is beautiful but to the extent where it doesn't give you any way out. Like you can't like double back. You already said that you love her. Let's continue on.
Yeah.
So like throughout the week, I like to keep myself disciplined. So like I said, I do construction, so I work throughout the week, probably like 12, 16 hours a day. Throughout the week, I'm tired. So the weekend is like the most when I'm out, when I want to do something. I ain't say outside. Most when I want to do something. So.
Okay, so real quick, she's asking him questions to disqualify him. Because if he just started off the conversation by saying, I love you, she said, well, what does your day-to-day look like, right? She's trying to assess the individual to see if he doesn't qualify. So, what kind of job you have. Because, women, they're hypergamous, so they ask questions to gauge what type of money you're making. So they'll ask it indirectly. What does your day-to-day look like? Instead of saying how much money you have in your bank account, women are very indirect. What does your day-to-day look like? And then he went to express that his day-to-day kind of looks like nothing. Oh, I work a lot. He didn't really say that he owns businesses, that he's doing this, that he's flying here, he's meeting with this client. He's not really speaking bossy. He's just seeming like he got a regular job instead of a career. So she got the information she needed already. So let's just see how this plays out.
Yeah, hopefully you free on the weekends.
I have more questions, if that's okay. So where do like relationships fit into that? Like, are you just like on the weekends? Like, what does that look like for you?
I'm on the market, and if you're the right one, I'll make time for you.
Okay.
If you're worth it.
What?
If it's worth it.
So if you see, I'm just psychoanalyzing this. Sorry to keep pausing the chat, but I want you guys to get the breakdown properly as we're watching it. So the first question was, what do you do? What does your day-to-day look like, right? The second question was, well, it seems that you work just a regular job and you work a lot. You said you work 16 hours a day. Then she says, well, when do you have time to, spend with me? When would you have time to, dedicate your time to the person that you're with? And then, basically she's just looking for some excuse to disqualify him so far. And he's not aware of it. Like most guys, they just think that like women are like, just a flower and an angel, and they're just having regular conversation. No. Just like men, when we speak to women, we are engaging with them to see if like, what's the chances of us smashing? Women are talking to you in a way to see, well, what's the chances of this nigga being able to provide me a comfortable life, right? And he failed, so now it's just escape. He doesn't have a career. He has a regular job.
It was worth it. Amen. I'm probably going to pop.
See, look, based off that information, I'm probably going to, listen, nothing is direct. She's not going to say, I'm going to pop. I'm probably going to pop. She knew she was going to pop once this dude said he works 16 hours a day. What, you driving trucks? Oh, that's just a blue collar job. That's maybe 80,000 to 120,000 max. I'm looking for 500,000 to $1 million. So you can already tell that she just disqualified him based off of her first question, which she was trying to gauge if he was balling or if he was broke.
Oh.
All right. My gender popping.
I think obviously I think it's something that you can build to, but ideally my person would have more space in their life. I do want a family, and I do know just what that comes with, and I want somebody that has a little bit more space for a family.
Yeah, that's a lie, chat. This is a lie. The woman continues to lie. I just want a man that has more time and more space for a family. You work 16 hours a day. Now, if he would have said, listen, baby, I'm running multiple businesses. I'm flying over here. I'm doing that. She would have been like, dang. Okay, so he probably driving. She would have started to assess it like running multiple businesses, flying around doing stuff. Well, this takes like, you must be making some resources. He probably drives a Bentley or like a BMW, a very nice one, right? Or, he probably has like properties and stuff like that he owns and he rents out. So she would be engaging like, well, if he's out 16 hours, that's fine. At least I can still live this luxury life. But if he's out 16 hours working at UPS, Well, we just gonna live in an apartment? No, I don't want to do that. I want a man that has space to give me the luxury stuff that I want in life. That's what she means.
I respect it.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just hang out with you on the weekends.
Look, and he didn't even say that we'll just be hanging out on the weekend. She asserted that they'll just be hanging out on the weekends, which insinuates that she's not into you.
I respect it.
Yeah.
But I did say I can make time for you though on the weekend.
But he did. Oh, I can make time for you though.
Yeah, I did say
He
that.
also said you work like 16 hours a day.
You know, 16, but after I'll still up though for you.
Yeah.
I'll stay up.
Look,
I don't go to sleep.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Look, you see what all that simping does? All that simping does nothing. The dude then says, listen, yeah, I know I work a lot, baby. I'm working 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like, I'll stay up for you. I'll make time for you. So this is how you know that it was all a facade. Like, she was never into the man. She probably was just engaging, not probably, she was just asking the probing questions to get the information that she wants to disqualify him. So she had no intentions of actually qualifying him, because think about it. If it was the case that you wanted, that he was the guy that you wanted, and the reason of why you disqualified him was, well, I need you to have more time and more space for me. Well, if that's the reason, and then the person that you like says, hey, I'll open up more time and space for you, and then you still say no, this just means that she wasn't into you, bro. This just means that you're cooked. You are cooked, my friend. And simping doesn't get you nowhere. This is why you never simp. You never try to like overqualify yourself to the woman. Like, oh, I love you. Oh, you're gorgeous. You're everything. Like, you know, sobbing over the woman, bro. She's going to look at you like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Do you have a career? What kind of car what kind of life can you provide for me? That's how women operate, generally speaking, right? Get the likes up, chat. You're not getting these breakdowns anywhere else, right? These are A1 breakdowns. A1 breakdowns. All right. We got some people in, so I'm going to get some folks up for open panel debate night since we got a lot of folks in here. Let's just start it up. We got some more clips to react to, but we'll react to clips in between debates and stuff. That's what we'll do. So we're live on TikTok. Let's go ahead and pull this up real fast. Bring up some of these TikTok debaters. For the folks on YouTube, if you do want to debate tonight, you could just click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments, and you can come up to debate. All right, let's see. Let's get the first TikTok caller up here. Yo. Looks like this caller is having some bad connection. Let's bring up someone else. Hold up. If you want, you can just rejoin again if you have better connection, man. Not sure who you are, but yeah. Let's get this caller up.
Hello.
Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name, age, and what prompt do you want to debate?
Yeah, my name is Khalil. My age is 28. And honestly, bro, I didn't want to debate anything with you. I just wanted to give you 30 seconds of appreciation, if that's cool. Just because I've seen you a lot on my TikTok. If not, that's fine. I just wanted to tell you how I felt about you real quick.
It's a little gay, but especially with your picture, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a little bit
Gay.
It's a little bit sus, bro. It's a little bit sus, but it seems like you're a fan, so I'll give you
being gay,
I'll give you 10 seconds.
But what's wrong with being gay, though?
Wait, you don't think anything's wrong with being gay?
I got you. I was trying to trap you real quick. But honestly, man, honestly, I love what you've been doing, like for like men in itself. Like even the message you've been doing it, you come across in not a demeaning way. Everything, like that I hear from clips I've been seeing. I haven't watched a full podcast yet, but I did see you have full pages on YouTube that I didn't check out yet. But regardless, I do appreciate, the message you're spending and like the positivity you're doing like throughout the Black community. That's all I wanted to say, man.
Hey, man, listen, I appreciate the kind words. And definitely check out the full content on YouTube, man. It's dope.
I will, man. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
All right, chat. Again, if anybody wants to debate, just come on up. Click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments via YouTube, or on TikTok, just request to come on up. Let's try this again.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
For sure. I'm Finch. I'm 23.
All right. And what prompt do you want to debate?
Yeah, I want to know why you think feminism ruins society.
Sure. Yeah, I think, feminism itself, feminism is a movement towards egalitarianism. The founders of feminism, their motives was to dismantle patriarchal systems and move the society towards egalitarianism, which is for men and women to be equal, have equal rights and things of that sort. So the reason why it ruined the society, for one thing, I don't think that a lie is good. And an ideology that revolves around a lie, I think, is bad on its face. So the lie is that, well, men and women aren't equal. We can never be equal. And the other part of why it ruined society is because also we would have to say, prior to a nation, relationship starts. So a nation is a collection of relationships. And with feminism positing all of these ideas into the youth's mind, into women's mind, into young men's mind, that we're basically equal, we're interchangeable widgets, well, that ruined relationships. Thus, it also impacts the nation as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's focus on that first claim, right?
All right.
The lie is that men and women aren't equal. In what ways are they not equal?
Sure. So, men and women aren't equal in many ways as far as just our biology. So, men are physically superior to women from a strength aspect.
Sure, but is that necessary though? Like, I don't necessarily agree with like this idea that might makes right. Like, I don't understand why physical strength would be like some sort of determinant
You're
factor.
kind of jumping around,
right?
though. I never said might makes right. Where did you get that from? You told me to point out the differences. I started to point out. Well, listen real quick. I only gave you one difference, and then you cut me off, and then you went on to just assert that I mean might makes right. That's not what I'm asserting.
I can demonstrate how that's, a conclusion from your statements if you'd like.
How can you demonstrate that that's a conclusion from the statement when I only gave you one aspect of men and women being different? I started off with physical strength and you cut me off.
Just to be clear, the claim isn't that men and women are different. It's that men are superior to women because they're different, right? So obviously, right, whenever you list off...
Wait, what? Who said this? Tell me when I said that. When? Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. You said that feminism is built upon a lie, that men and women are equal. They're not, right? That men are going to be greater than women.
What? Yeah, is your ears okay?
Yeah, my ears are fine.
I never said men are greater than women.
What term would you prefer I use there?
I didn't say any of that. What are you talking about?
I'm obviously
you're straw man in my position. So
I'm not straw manning here.
Yeah, you are. When we first started speaking, you said, "Hey, why did feminism ruin society?" I give you an entire full argument, right, with multiple different variables within the argument, and then you ask me, well, why aren't men and women equal? I list one thing and then you cut me off and then you assert all of these other things. I only listed that from a biological standpoint, men are physically superior to women. Not men are just better than women, physically superior.
So the issue that we're going to be having with this sort of like claim, right, is the lie created by feminism, in your view, right, is that men and women are going to be equal. You're saying that the reason they aren't equal, right, meaning necessarily that one of them is going to be superior, by the way. A prime example is going to be physical strength, right? That necessarily supposes that physical strength is going to be something that's predominant, right, and coming to the conclusion of who is superior.
If someone is not equal, this doesn't mean that they're like overall superior. This just means that they're not equal. They're not the same. They're different.
Wait,
we value different things. We have different proclivities, things of that sort.
Question,
our biology, our nature is different. So, yeah.
Whenever you say they're not equal, what specifically are you saying there?
Okay. Do you want me to fully elucidate my position, or are you going to cut me off when I do it this time?
Yeah. I want to understand what you mean whenever you say that men and women aren't equal. What are you referring to?
Got you. So first, before you cut me off and you started to make all of these assertions and false claims and say things that I didn't say, the point that I was making about men and women not being equal is that from a biological standpoint, we have evidence, empirical evidence that on average, a vast majority of men are physically superior than women, right? So this is going to automatically, when you're in a relationship and that relation, and it's a collection of relationship and it grows to on a societal level, it's going to create some differences with roles because you have one sex, on average, they're physically stronger, right? Now, if we just move over to the emotional and the mental aspect, right? So men and women both are emotional, but women are higher in estrogen. They have, I believe, approximately around 600% to 700% more estrogen than men. And this is a driving factor to moods, changes in mood, changes in how they feel, and things of that sort. And also, they're higher in trait neuroticism. And trait neuroticism just means that women on average feel more negative emotions per unit of situation than a man does. So these are going to be things that drives the individual to act a certain way, to go towards certain career fields, to want certain things. It's going to drive and create their tendencies in a relationship and on a societal level when it comes down to their duties and stuff within a society, the physical aspect and the emotional aspect. Now, those are two things that fully come from biology. Do you want to try to refute those?
Yeah, I think that
biological
differences exist between men and women. That's not a claim that I have issue with, right?
Okay.
The reason that I was saying that your conclusion necessarily is going to be, right, that might makes right, is because whenever you say that they aren't equal...
No one said might makes right.
I'm trying to explain how that necessarily follows.
Sure, go ahead. Let me know how that necessarily follows. Sure, go ahead.
For sure.
Make your argument.
Yeah. So here, I'll make it really clear. Do you think that each and every single individual man is different?
Sure. Men are different.
Yeah.
Women are different.
Yeah,
We're all different. We all perceive things differently. So different is when you speak about different, different is a broad term. Every single man is different. Yeah, we all perceive things different, but are there going to be more similarities when it comes to men versus women and groups? Yeah, there's going to be, men are going to share more similar characteristic traits for one another versus women together. They're going to share more similar characteristic traits.
I agree. No issue that we're having there. Great.
Okay, cool.
Now, would you say that each and every man is going to be equal?
No.
No. Okay. And the way that you distinguish between, equality is going to be what?
That's not my position. I'm not making I'm not trying to do that. I don't believe in egalitarianism.
Wait, whenever I say equality here, right? All I'm saying is that you said each and every man is not going to be equal. I want to understand how you're using the term equal.
Yeah. So you asked me the question, and I already told you that we're going to perceive things differently. Also, even though men all men wouldn't be equal, but I would say that generally on average, even a 5'2" man versus a 6'4" man, they're going to share this a similar capacity of strength and things of that sort. So even though like there's going to be height differences and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that the capacity is going to be totally unequal. I think that men have the threshold in their capacity is more neck and neck versus the threshold from when we're speaking about men and women. So like if we're comparing strength and a man's strength versus a woman's strength, well, the woman just doesn't have the physical capacity to like reach a man's strength. She's not going to get there, right? If the man fully works his hardest, the woman fully works her hardest, she is not going to be as strong as a man. She's just not going to get there. But for a man, right, if we compare differences within men, and we're speaking about strength, a 5'2" man versus a 6'4" man, well, listen, if they both work out very, very hard, they can be like equal in strength. Almost right there. Like they have the same physical capacity. Maybe some slightly differences, maybe a little bit above or a little bit below, but it's very similar. Versus a man and a woman, it's like not even fair.
Well, I mean, athleticism, like in between men, is going to come down like heavily to genetics and things like that. But regardless, none of that's like really important to the claim here. Okay, well, let me get your argument against it. Currently, you're asking me more questions, but how about you just debunk it? If you think that my position reduces down to might makes right, well, let's get there. How about you give me your argument? And he paused his stream. What happened, bro? Come back. What happened? You got cold feet. You gave me no arguments so far, man. 0 arguments. Just assertions, false claims, and more questions. Hey, chat. Then he just left. Assertions, false claims, and more questions. No arguments, no refutations, no nothing. And it would have been fun if he would have stayed up. I hope he comes back because I was about to play the Uno reverse. And he thinks that my position reduces down to might makes right. Well, we was going to see about that. That's why I was waiting for him to make his argument so I can do the Uno reverse. And he would actually see that his ideology and his beliefs actually reduce down to might makes right. So I'll save the argument. I'll hold what I was going to say in hopes that he comes back up. Or if there's any other people that disagree and takes his side, in hopes that they'll come on up and argue his position so I can go ahead and fully destroy my opponent. All right, chat, get the likes up. Anybody else that wants to join the stream, just click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments or request to come on up via TikTok, and I'll bring you right on up.
How you doing, brother?
Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
Zimri Redmond. I am 27 years old.
Okay. And what prompt do you want to debate, man?
Can we have morals without God?
Okay.
We cannot have morals without God. I'm just agreeing with the prompt. We can't have morals without God because the scriptures is our guidance. The Holy Spirit fills us and leads us into truth.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that we can have morals. So all of these debate prompts, I take the affirmative position on all of them. So I'm kind of looking for people that have opposing views. I appreciate you coming up, but I'm going to get to the next caller, man. Thank you, dog.
All right, God bless you.
Yep. So yeah, once again, can we have morals without God? I'll take I would say no, we can't have. I would take the non-affirmative position. I'm sorry, on prompt 1. I would say no, we can't have morals without God. Prompt 2, feminism ruins society. I take the affirmative position on that. And then also, knowledge is impossible without free will. I take the affirmative position on that. Anyone that wants to come up and debate tonight, just a request to come on up via TikTok. All the folks on YouTube watching and supporting. Hope you guys enjoyed that last caller, man. It was about to get good, man. He was about to get a whole wake-up call, man. Oh, man. I got 5 on it. I see you in here. The fallen one sends in 5. I appreciate the support, man. See who else we got in here. Get the likes up too, everybody on YouTube. Get the likes up. For the folks on TikTok, what do y'all do on TikTok? Do y'all like the video? Sending gifts? I don't know. Do what you do on TikTok. I don't even use freaking TikTok like that, man. It's just hardly even know how it works. All right, let's make this prompt a little bigger here so you guys can see it via TikTok. Let's do that. All right, that's better. You guys can see that now, right? Yeah. All right, so while we're waiting for more people to come up, I am going to react to some more clips. But once again, you guys on TikTok, you can just request to come on up. On YouTube, just click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments, and you can come on up. I see you in here, Kraut Mick, backstage. Once we, get things popping off with some debaters, you could always write me in a private chat. How I like to organize it, in a way where I'll bring up people to debate other TikTok debaters as things get going. It's normally when we pass the hour and a half mark. Normally we do it. Then anybody that comes up, if you're backstage, if you're a member, you can just say, hey, I want in on this person. Let me go ahead and debate him. I think I got a good argument. So that's how I run it here. Now, if it gets popping, sometimes it does. We got, a lot of people in here requesting to come up on TikTok, multiple people on YouTube, members and stuff. I'll bring all of you guys up at once with the TikTok folks, and, I'll kind of sit back and allow you guys to debate. But we have to see if we can create an environment like that. So that's kind of how this works. All right. That was someone that wanted to come up. Okay. We got David backstage. David, if you want to go ahead and turn on your camera. David, I'm not sure what you want to debate about, but David backstage, go ahead and turn on your camera, and I'll bring you up if you want to debate. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to bring David up here. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
David, age 27.
All right, David, and what do you want to debate about tonight?
Well, you have a list of debate?
Yes. If you've been listening, it's open panel debate night. Do you have a specific topic you want to debate, you want to address me on? Or do you want to debate one of the prompts that you see on the screen? Once again, can we have morals without God? Feminism ruins society. Knowledge is impossible without free will. If you disagree with any of those prompts, let me know. We can debate.
Explain that knowledge is impossible without free will. What is that?
Okay. Do you believe in free will or no? Do you believe that we have free will?
Nah.
Okay. So if we don't have free will, then you believe that everything is determined, correct?
Okay, so explain free will. So we can't fly or nothing.
Free will would be the ability to make choices. We can freely make our own choices. So not by free,
Okay,
I'm not
I'll
saying
debate
free of consequences. Like, yeah, we can make a choice, but that doesn't mean that we're free of the choices that we make, but we are able to make choices. Meaning that, let's say if someone ties you up in chains and they physically stop you, well,
Yeah.
you still have your thoughts. You are freely able to think. They cannot stop what you're thinking unless they off you or put you in some type of drug and anesthesia. I don't know, something like that. It'll be something very extreme to fully
you're
take
saying
away
that-
your free will, where it's basically either death or very close to it.
So you're saying that in order to obtain that, you need knowledge.
Correct. I'm saying that knowledge is impossible without free will, because if you don't have free will, this would mean, unless you have a different argument, but this would mean that everything is determined. If everything is determined, it takes away the ability for human beings to adjudicate from what is true and what is false, to discern the true from the false, right? Because it's just determined. You can be determined to believe in a lie. You can be determined to be confused. You can be determined to be manipulated. So a deterministic worldview, predetermination or determinism is nonsensical. It takes away the possibility of knowledge.
All right, so let me give you some game.
Sure, go ahead.
When it comes to free will, I would say that we don't have free will, because depending on like your upbringing, just depending on how you grow up or whatnot, I feel like that really does put chains on you, in the sense that one person might be comfortable eating this, and then another might not be comfortable eating that. So that would impede one's choice when it comes to what they eat daily and stuff like that, and ultimately can lead to their demise. Example, somebody grew
Well,
up
that's
eating
not an argument. Let me help you out. Just because someone is born in, let's say, a country that's a third world country, it's very poor, and they don't have the same choices that I have in America to eat fresh fruits from that I order from Walmart and they deliver it to my house. It doesn't mean that those people in a third world country in Africa or somewhere doesn't have free will. So just because choices are limited does not, like you don't have a lot of options, that doesn't mean that you don't have any choice. Make sense? So that argument was silly.
I don't know, because like, at what extent are you gonna put that? Because what about the people
Well,
in the
no,
hood?
listen. What are you talking about? Extent is options. So you're conflating options with choice. Some people can be born in a country where they don't even have clean water, right? It's a very, very rural country. They don't have a lot of options, and their resources are limited, versus someone being born in America where their resources are almost unlimited, right? This doesn't mean that the person living in another country, a third world country, doesn't have free will. It's a you're conflating, options and choice. Limited options does not take away the choice. Even though you have limited options, you still have a choice. I got to get another caller up. You're not. I don't.
No,
I
I'm saying.
don't like the way you think. Start thinking differently. Get your thoughts together. Think before you come up. Gather your thoughts before you come up so you can make a coherent argument, a good one, because those arguments was dumb, and I don't think it's fruitful for the audience right now. And it's not fruitful for my spirit for someone to be that illogical. Next caller. Welcome to the No Fugazee podcast. Name, age, and where you from?
Cheyenne. Everybody calls me Shy. 34, from New York.
All right. And what prompt do you want to debate?
Can we have morals without God?
Okay. All right. Can we have morals without God? And I'm guessing you think that we cannot have morals. I'm guessing you're thinking that we can have morals without God, right?
You can.
Okay.
What is your definition of morals?
Well, morals would be the good and the bad. So that's a good question. From my worldview, it will be maybe differently from yours. So from my worldview, the good and the bad is a rejection of God. The good is a movement towards God, and the good is God. So anything that's obeying God and in God's good grace, that is good. Obeying God's law, that's good. Rejecting God's law and order and things of that sort, that will be bad under my worldview. So just go ahead and give me your argument.
Yeah, I mean, most wars lately and even in the past have been based off of religion and based off of, even now with these situations going on.
That's not an argument for, you're speaking sentences, but you're not giving me an argument for the prompt of the debate.
The argument is we could have morals without God. There's plenty of people that have no morals and have God, and yet there's plenty of people that are atheists that don't have any belief in God. And also, it defines on what's your definition of God. Is it a higher power? Is it many gods? Is it one God? You get what I'm trying to say? So that prompt is very convoluted.
It's not. It's actually super, super simple. I'll go ahead and elucidate this for you a little bit. Now, are you an atheist?
No.
Okay. So you believe in God?
I believe in higher power.
And does the higher power that you believe in, does it have any identity or any relationship with the people?
It has an identity and a relationship of at least doing right by others due to the fact that you would want to have right done to you.
And how do you know this?
How do I know what?
How do you know this? How do you know that this almighty power has some sort of relationship of, doing something right for people, whatever you said? How do you know that?
Through experience. I've lived two different lifestyles throughout my life. I've had a lifestyle where I was very selfish, careless, and I would do things out of pocket, just nonsensical. And as I started to change and think as in, why would I want to deal with a person like that in my life? Why would I want to deal with this type of person? Why would I want to be around this type of person? How can I expect anybody else to want to be around me?
Well, how do you know that? How do you know that that's just not karma instead of like some entity with no identity or no relationship with humans?
I don't understand your question. How do I know that?
So
that's
you
not
believe
karma?
in a God, but how did so
Karma
you don't have any religion,
thing, is it?
You don't have any religion, right? There's no divine command of a specific God that's revealing himself over time to his children, his human beings. There's none of that. Within like Christianity, we have divine command, divine revelation, which God reveals himself in his laws to us over time. Like we have the 10 Commandments. We know that we were made in his image. So we have the ability to utilize logic and reason and be rational creatures. But also we know that the moral law was written on our heart. So like we just have like this moral compass kind of written on our heart. And God revealed this to us within biblical scriptures. So we have like thousands of years of history of God revealing himself. Prior to him coming in flesh form, he revealed himself to many people like Enoch, like Adam, like Moses. And then he comes in flesh form as Jesus Christ and then reveals himself to us and, gives us the law and everything like that. So your God really has no identity. Your God doesn't have any relationship with us. There's no historical relationship with human beings, with the God that you believe in. So I'm asking you, how do you know that your God is even all good? How do you know? What relationship do you truly have with God? You say that it's your experiences. Well, you don't want to treat other people like this because you don't want to feel bad. I'm asking you, how do you know that That's just not you not wanting to have karma. Karma is an idea. So listen, so your God has no idea.
Karma isn't real, though. You understand that, right?
Listen, if you think that could be your God, that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So listen real quick. Let me just elucidate this real quick. What I'm trying to say is this. Your God has no identity. It has no relationships with human beings, no historical, nothing, no tradition, no anything. The God you believe in. You say that you go based off your experiences. Well, how do you know that what you've experienced is just not you, your idea of karma? And the idea of karma is, well, you know, what goes around tends to come around. So let me not treat someone bad, like you said, because I don't want to be treated bad. That's an idea. That's a secular idea, right? That's a godless idea. That's a human flesh form idea. That's not any divine idea.
It doesn't need to be a divine idea. It needs to be a subjective.
Then I'm asking, if it's subjective,
I mean, are you
then how do you know?
Are you going to let me speak, though? Because you just cut me off twice.
If it's subjective, how do you know? Because you're not answering my question. I'm asking you questions about how do you know if your God has no real personal relationship with us here on earth?
I'm defending the fact of the matter that can we have morals without God, regardless of not if I have a God.
You don't even have a God. If you saying that you believe in a God, but you don't really, what God do you believe in?
That's the point.
Is it just this subjective God that you made up in your mind?
But that's my point. That's
okay. So if it's just all subjective, is moral subjective?
Listen, brother.
If you can make up a God in your head, can I make up a God in my head?
You're trying to do this for content, and I get it.
No, it's not content.
You're not being fair in the discussion.
If you can make up a God in your head, can I make up a God in my head?
It's not making up a God, brother.
You said it's all subjective.
I'm saying that the prompt that you had was asking, can we have morals without God? And regardless if I have a God or not, it's subjective because I don't believe that we need God to have morals. If you need
great. Listen, once you say it's subjective, listen, bro, listen.
Can I finish speaking?
But you're speaking and you're not addressing.
Can I finish speaking?
You're speaking, but you're not addressing my argument. You're not addressing.
So crazy. I'm addressing
okay, real quick. What's my argument?
Yes or no answer.
What's my argument?
Because you want to feel like you're entitled to something.
No, what's my argument?
But this is just manipulation. That's all it is.
No, what's my argument?
What's your argument is that I don't have a God because it's based off of nothing. That's what your argument is, right? Because you're saying, oh, since you don't have a God and he's baseless and he's not visible, he's not nothing, then guess what? Your morals are based off of just nothing.
No. That's a straw man of my position. That's not that you're not still manning my position. That's a straw man to the position. So
you're gaslighting.
No, it's not. Do you want me to elucidate this for you again?
No, I don't want you to elucidate. I want you to let me finish speaking.
But you're not addressing what I'm saying. You're not addressing what I'm saying.
If you let me speak, I can address what you're saying.
But if you just tried to, you repeated, you straw man my position instead of
talking.
Okay, so you want to address my straw man? Okay, listen. Do you want to address my straw man?
How about you speak in regular terms instead of bullcrap?
You don't know what straw man means?
What? Does everybody know what straw man means? You had a dude on here that didn't even know what free will was.
Got it. So
you're speaking
straw
in regular
man
terms.
I got it. It's okay, man. Straw man is this. Straw man just means that if I make a position, right, and then I say, hey, repeat my position back, and you do not get it accurately, then you would be straw manning my position instead of stale manning it. Like summarize my position back.
Let's get past it. I understand it. Let's do this. You asked me if I believed in God or not, right? We'll just do yes or no because it's hard for you to do anything other than that. You want to talk and you're long-winded just like I am, but you don't want to let anybody else speak. So let's try it like this. Let's do yes or no so we can be fair to each other. You asked me if I believe in God, yes or no?
Correct.
Okay. Now, the prompt is saying, can we have morals without God? Now, if I believe in God or if I don't believe in God, what does it have to do with the prompt if I'm defending my side of the prompt?
Yeah, once again. So I'm disagreeing with what you presuppose God to be. Right?
But that's not the prompt. Not the prompt.
Okay, so you don't know that there's different ways to argue, right? So there's many different ways to argue. I'm a presuppositionalist. So I argue.
There you go, using big words again for your audience that don't even have the big words, because most of your audience is kids.
They're not. Most of the age range of my audience is around like 30 something to 40 something.
I highly doubt that, brother, because you don't even let nobody speak on your joint, and I'm pretty sure
I literally just let you speak.
You to shut the fuck
you
up
strawed man the position. You didn't get it correct. I'm saying certain terms to you.
I didn't get it correct.
You don't know the terms, and that's okay.
In the situation, and you're not letting nobody speak. You can even read your chat. It keeps on saying, "Let him speak." Goddamn.
No, that's that's
like,
on TikTok. That's bro. TikTok. I don't pay attention to the TikTok stuff.
What does it matter? What does it matter?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Probably on TikTok, those are probably some kids. Who knows? I don't know my demographic on TikTok.
Oh, there we go again. But I thought you said your joint was 30 to 40.
Because I'm live on multiple platforms. So I'm live on
back and forth
Facebook,
on your shit. You can never stand
Facebook,
with one
TikTok, and YouTube. So that's what I'm live on right now. Okay.
I hope you got a great clip, bro. I hope you got an awesome, fantastic clip.
Okay, you want to finish debating or what?
I mean, you want to let me finish my sentence or what?
I've been letting you speak. Okay.
No, you haven't. You've been jumping into my sentences.
Okay, got it. Let's get back to the debate and let's see if you can contend with my actual argument, right? So I'll go ahead and explain.
Let's see if you can let me speak after we finish the sentence.
Got it.
You go ahead. You go first. Since you gotta go first. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna. And calm down, little buddy. This is my platform. So you don't set the rules and you don't set the tone.
I can give two shits about your platform.
Got it. Oh, and also do not cuss as well. You don't set the tone and you don't set the rules.
So then be fair.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak. Chill out. Listen. I'm gonna go ahead and speak, and then after I'm speaking, I'm going to ask a question. It's gonna be real quick. I'm gonna be very concise with this, right? So here we go, and it's gonna be a question for you to answer. All right. So. When we were speaking, first prompt, can we have morals without God? You took the position and you said that we can have morals without God. And then I'm like, well, how can we have morals without God? You really didn't give an argument. And I asked you, well, what God do you believe? No, you asserted that, well, you don't believe, a person doesn't have to believe in any sort of specific God. You just said a higher power. And I'm saying, well, if God is just subjective to you then, right? So God would be subjective. This God that you believe in, it wouldn't be objective. It would just be subjective. Any God that you believe in. Well, the morals would be subjective. And if morality itself is subjective, then how do we discern what's actually good and what's actually bad? If your God is subjective, morality reduces down to relativity, just preferences based off how we feel, right? So my question is, how do we know what's actually good and actually bad? How do we know?
Is it my turn?
Yes, answer that question. How do we know, if it's all subjective, how do we know what's good and bad? Actually good and bad. What makes it more valid?
If you know it hurts somebody else, that would be bad. If you were to not want that to happen to yourself, that would be bad. Let's give you an example. If somebody to get stabbed, and it be your fault, that would be bad, right? But since you're not having a subjective situation and you have to understand it, it'd be a different situation if it was flipped. If you got stabbed, it would be bad, right? So you wouldn't want to do it to somebody else just because you wouldn't want to feel it as well. Okay. Now, you don't need God for that. Just like if you would get burned on a stove, you would know the stove is hot.
Okay. I disagree with some of your presuppositions, so I'm going to ask you a question, okay? All right. So you presuppose that the good reduces down to basically harm principle. Well, if this harms you, then it's bad. And if this doesn't harm you, then it's good. Correct? Did I still mean your position? Do I have that accurately? Wait a second. He froze up. Okay. And then he just left. What's going on, man? Once the debate gets good, and you see me fully about to tear their argument apart, chat. You see me fully about to tear his argument apart. Like, he came on, and that's why I wanted to ask him. So if your God has no identity, your God has no relationship with human beings, is just this God that you made up in your mind, then the morals would be subjective. If morals is subjective, I asked them, well, how do you discern if something is actually good versus something being actually bad? He says that, you know, he used a utilitarianism approach, which is basically a harm principle. And he says, well, whichever produces harm, then that's bad. If it produces no harm, then it's good. Well, the question that I was going to ask him, since he went off, was going to be, well, I disagree with your presupposition, because there's things that can be harmful to people, but they don't. But it's things that can be harmful to you, but other people, it may not be harmful to them. For an example, let's say, so there was an island called Papua New Guinea. And in that island, the kids, to become a warrior, they used to do adult acts on men. So it was like pedophile, we would call it over here. And over there, over here, we would say that that's harm. Those acts, kids doing adult acts to grown men, we would say that's harmful to children. So over here, it's harmful to us in America, but in this little island, it's not harmful. So wait, how do you then discern which is good and actually which is actually bad? Because it gets rid of the harm principle. So his argument falls flat on its face. Like anytime these, you know, utilitarian people or harm principle people come up on here talking about morals is subjective, is based off of preferences, you have no morals. Morals doesn't exist under that framework of belief. It reduces down to force. That's what it reduces down to. It reduces down to might makes right. Like the first caller that came up, he thought that my ideology reduced down to might makes right. But no, his feminist ideology and this person that just was up here, his ideology and his beliefs reduces down to might makes right. Well, how else do harm principle? If one island, they believe that pedophile was good. The other island, they believe that pedophile was bad. Well, who's going to be right? Well, they're going to have to fight. It's going to reduce down to force. And whoever wins, well, that's what makes it right. You get it? Very, very simple refutation for his argument. But he left. Somehow he left, chat. Somehow he left.
Nah, brother, I ain't leave. I got kicked. There's a difference.
You didn't get. I didn't kick you at all. What you talking about?
I don't know who kicked me, but I got kicked. You can look in your chat. I've been hitting you since the beginning of your argument.
Yeah, no, I didn't kick you at all. You something froze up,
I hear what you had to
and
say.
then you left off. So now, got it. If you heard what I had to say, that's good. So now I'm going to ask you a question. Shh, listen.
No.
Quick
Wait. No. Why we have to?
Quick question.
You already put your argument.
No, quick
you question. Said what you had to say.
You're back.
No
you're back here now.
questions. This is.
You're here. So let me ask the question.
Oh, God,
the question is very simple, right? So you said everything reduces. You could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna reiterate your position. Let me know if I got it right. So once again, how do we know?
Reiterate your position.
Got it. Listen.
Do me a favor. Do your position first.
Listen.
I know my position.
Everything reduces. Everything reduces
Stop
down.
telling me to shh and just do your position.
Listen. In order for us to know what's truly good and what's truly bad, it's going to reduce down to harm. Is that correct? It's going to reduce down to. Okay, not always.
Not always. It's
perfectly fine. Then what determines the good versus the bad?
A multitude of things. Yeah.
Like what?
No, I'm gonna take it out in a minute. Such as
your lady told you to take out the garbage.
None of your business.
This dude got to. Hey, chat. This dude got to take out the trash. He cooked. She said, "Listen, dog. You got to take out that garbage. You gonna take out that garbage?" She said, "In a minute, honey. I'll take it out." Dang, bro. We see who wear the boxers, not you. We see who wear the boxers in a relationship, and it ain't you, buddy.
Yeah.
It ain't you.
It's cute. It's very cute. I love it. I think this is adorable. The manipulation.
It's no manipulation. You already lost the debate. Now you're just moving the goalposts and you're saying not always.
Bro. You're not allowing me to
speak. So if it's not always,
you're not allowing me
to
speak.
Listen, if it's not always,
always a jump back and
the question
forth,
is,
bro.
what determines good from bad? What is the determining factor which would make something good or would make something?
The majority rule. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to do about might.
Oh,
or
consensus?
Fight or any of
Majority
that.
rules? Okay,
It's a
I got a
majority
question
rule
for you.
Situation.
Oh, I got a question.
By all means.
If it's the case
There
that
we
it
go.
reduces down consensus, majority rules, let's say that a majority of people rule, let's just say this. In America, we agree that grape is bad, right?
So wouldn't the whole world agree that it's bad? Wouldn't that be something that you don't need God for?
Shh. Let me finish the question. In America,
You just take too long, bro. Like, where are you from?
You gotta listen.
Where are you from, matter of fact? You're
in
not from New
America, we
York.
agree that grape is bad. In another
You gotta be a
country like
California
Russia,
dude.
they believe that grape is good, right? And in this hypothetical,
Who
it's
said,
the same.
Who said Russia believes that?
You know what a hypothetical question is? A hypothetical
You know
question
what a
is to test
disgusting
the consistency of your
analogy
logic.
is?
So a hypothetical question is to test the consistency of your logic. You said that what determines the good from the bad is consensus. Who agrees on things? So now I'm just saying, I'm giving you a scenario, a hypothetical, where in America, hypothetically speaking, all of Americans, we agree that grape is bad. All of the Russians, they agree that grape is good. Who makes who right?
I don't even think you understand.
Okay, do you want me to make it more analogous? I'll make it even more analogous for you.
No,
in
I don't.
America,
I'll answer your
listen,
question.
in America,
Just give me a
listen,
second.
listen, in America,
Listen,
no.
Shut the fuck up.
You gonna
for a
answer? Go ahead,
second,
answer the
bro.
question. Go ahead.
Please. What makes it right is the majority. If the majority is going to think that rape is good, then of course the morals will change, right? That's what your point was, right? That's not going to be the consensus because not everybody is a sick sadistic bastard. Okay.
Okay. So
There are
remember
people
your language.
that
We're
have
on TikTok. I have to
good
boot you if you don't keep the language
apologies.
proper.
Apologies. Not everybody is sick and sadistic.
Okay. So let me.
Okay.
I got you. So your argument again is that, well, it goes off of consensus and you're asserting, you're not giving any evidence or any justification that people just won't agree. I gave you a scenario.
I mean, what evidence are you giving if all wars
Listen,
in
I
the
gave
past
you a
have been fought over God?
Okay, I
So
gave
where
you
was the morals in that?
Stop it.
The one that's
I
going
gave
on right
you
now, it has to
an
do
example.
with God and it has to do with being promised people. Where's the morals in that?
Got it.
Where's the morals? Where's the morals
you're
with the kids being buried
You're
underneath?
just babbling, bro. You're not.
I'm babbling, but you ain't got nothing
babbling.
for me. You just got gaga.
No, try to focus here. Focus for me a little bit, okay? So it's very simple. I'm going to make this example more analogous for you because you...
Analogous. Go ahead.
If it's the case, first let's
not
just...
even a word.
Well, it is a word, bro. Analogous isn't a word? Okay, fair enough. Chat, analogous isn't a word. But let's just take it to its logical conclusion. If it's the case that, well, it's based off consensus and it's majority rule what makes something right, then if majority of people agree that grape is good, then grape will be good, like you said. If majority of people agree that incest is good and schmurder is good, then all of these things will be good. That's the logical entailment to your position, and that basically would just ruin society, right? So if you want to go ahead and, take that stance, that's just a pitiful position to take and a nonsensical position to take. Now, the truth is we can see in examples, right? We can see if we use a little island called Papua New Guinea. There's warriors over there as a rite of passage. They call the cum warriors. As a rite of passage, these kids have to do pedophile acts to the adults to become a warrior. And this was legal in this island for many, 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 many years. On our island in America, we think that that stuff is bad. So I'm asking you, what actually makes it right? Does it just make it right if it's majority rules?
Do you think the person going through that?
No, how about you answer my question?
Is thinking
how about you
that
answer,
this is good for them?
Yeah, how about you answer like one question? How about you answer?
Why can't you answer that question?
How about you answer one of my
Do you
questions?
think that the person's going through that is? I've answered all your questions, bro.
I just
I've
asked
answered all
you a
your
question.
questions.
You didn't
You
answer
just don't
it.
want the answer that I'm giving you. That's the problem.
No,
That
no.
is the issue of the situation. You want me to secede and be like, well, no, I believe that we need God to have morals. I don't. Because there's people that don't have God in their life and still have morals. What do you base it off of?
Yeah. Once again, can you answer? Do you know my question? I don't even think you know. Chad, I don't think he even knows. I don't think you were listening, man. So you have to be good faith. Like for me to have you up here, bro, you got to be good faith, which means that you actually have to listen to the arguments. You actually have to know. So
I'm just doing.
I'm gonna just go ahead and boot you because now it's pointless to debate you. It's just bad. You already got cooked anyway. Like I already totally refuted your position anyway. So it's like you up here for no reason right now, bro. Yeah, facts. Everybody on YouTube, I see what you guys are saying. Yeah, he's just BS. Yeah, that's why I kicked him off. It was just pointless. Like bad faith. Like, okay, majority rules. Okay, well then the logical entailment to your position is, well, what actually makes something good if just people agrees on it. Well, if we all agree that the woman that came up to you and said, hey, go ahead and take out the garbage, she was bossing you around. If we all agreed that we should lock that chick up in a cage, well, that would be good, huh? Under his worldview. And you know what? For him, that actually would be good because he's suffering right now. He's in a terrible relationship. He's in a beta male relationship right now where the woman is leading him. He's following his woman and he's the submissive one. Right? She sets the tone and creates the rules and the guidelines in our relationship. I can't believe, Shorty, we heard her say, you gonna take out the garbage? He said, yeah, 1 second. Hey, yo, chat. Listen, I'd rather end it all than be in his position in life. He's in a sad beta male's position in life. Homie doesn't dictate any terms in a relationship at all. She rules him. She rules him. Hey, chat, get the likes up, man. We got more folks in here. We're going to bring them up. We got a lot of folks in here. Actually, it looks like. Let me see on TikTok. All right, let's start bringing these folks up. Get this guy up. No, he not ready. Bring the next one up. Welcome to No Fugazee podcast. Let me get your name and age.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? Name and age.
Hector and 27.
Okay. And what prompt do you want to debate?
Can we have morals without God?
Okay. All right. And I'm guessing you believe that we can have morals without God, correct? Are you an atheist?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe we can have morals without God. And no, I'm not atheist. I'm agnostic.
Okay. So you don't even know if there is a God or not. Okay. So you're in a position of I don't know. All right. Well, let me go ahead and get your argument. Why do you think that we can have morals without God?
Yeah, I just take morals to be his claims, or sorry, not, I just take them to be ought claims. My bad.
Okay, so morals is just what we prefer?
No, it's what we ought and ought not to do.
Okay, so then how do you know what we ought to do and ought not to do?
Yeah, we could just do it through reason.
Okay. So through reason, we can come to some sort of conclusion to know what we ought do and ought not to do on just human reason alone.
Yeah, or through empirics, basically. Yeah, I'm open to using empirics to guide our reasonings.
Okay, so your reasoning faculties may bring you to a different conclusion than my reasoning faculties. How do we truly know what's good versus what's bad?
Well, I would just say that because they're just merely subjective, we can come to some kind of probabilistic position and say that we can assert that because we could come to like some kind of like approximate like moral ought statement. So, or some moral claim, we could just come through it like with some kind of probability.
Okay. So, we can come to a probability utilizing inductive reasoning, and we can know what's actually good versus what's actually bad. If it's a probability, how can we truly know what's actually good versus the bad?
Well, when you're saying actually good and actually bad, I don't take like a hard position. Yeah, when you're saying actually good and actually bad, I don't take like a hard position on whether something actually is good, because I would just take good to be something that we don't know for certain. Or when you're saying something is morally good or bad,
you refuted your own argument. If we don't know the good versus the bad, therefore morality cannot exist without God. Claim debunked that quick. See how fast that was?
Well,
you just admitted that we actually don't know, what is good and what is actually bad, but we can kind of get a vibe and a feeling for like, this is a little good for me, maybe a little bad for you, but you suffer a little bit of bad, well, I get a little bit of good. Like, what claim? You're not making an argument, man. You just refuted your own position.
Well, okay. Well, it depends on how you're coming about it. Like, are you talking about epistemics? Are you talking about like meta ethics? Like, how are you cashing?
Good, that would be meta ethics. That would be metaphysics. Well, so you're the good. What is the good to you? Like, what is good?
Yeah. So that. Okay. So I'm trying to understand. Like, are you coming it from? I'm trying to clarify. Are you coming in from a normative position? Or are you trying to say what is good, or like, are you trying to actually figure out like the essence of what good is?
All worldviews consist of epistemology, metaphysics, and also ethics. So when we're having this conversation, everything is going to reduce down to some form of metaphysics, so we can know exactly what we're speaking about. You just went ahead and tried to discern what's actually good versus what's actually bad. And your conclusion was, well, I don't really know what's actually good and what's actually bad. So now I'm asking you a higher order question, which is, well, what is good? What is the good? Do you have any standard of what is good within your worldview?
In regards to I don't think, if you're saying what is good in a metaphysics, I don't think morality has like an ontology to itself, right? I don't think it's like a physical property. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Well, if it's the case that morals don't have nothing to ground it, it's just all subjective, then you actually don't have a true standard than what's good versus bad. You don't have a true standard of the good. If it's relative, you don't have a true standard of what is good, man.
Well, wouldn't the subjectivist just say, well, good is just what is indexed to my preferences, and that's what morals are?
If good is what's indexed to your preferences and that's what morals are, then your preferences, cool. My preferences, cool. His preferences, cool. Great. But we still don't know what actually is good. Because I may think that, schmurder is bad. You may think that schmurder is good. Well, who's right? Who's actually valid? Well, it's just our own preferences, bro. So this actually gets rid of morality, and it just keeps us with feelings. Well, I got my own feelings. You got your own feelings. Morality is just going. It just reduces down to feelings. Now, based off our feelings, we may fight about that, and then that's just going to reduce down to force. So it gets rid of morality. No good and bad. It's just feelings based.
Well, I can see where you're coming from, but like, to try to push back a little in regards to what you say, well, what if like somebody says like unaliving somebody is bad, right?
Yeah.
Or sorry, unaliving somebody is good. Like, let's say somebody has that opinion, right?
Okay. But like Schmurder you're talking about, right? Like the unjust.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Like, let's say somebody says that. What we would say is, well, that position is either coming from an irrational mind or it's just an unreasonable position. And the reason why we would say it's unreasonable.
Not to cut you off, but I disagree with what you presuppose. You say that, well, the reason why we would disagree with that, because we would say that person is coming from an irrational mind. So the person that agrees that Schmurder is good, then they're irrational. Well, if you say that something is irrational, this means that we have a standard for what is rational, correct? Mm-hmm. And if we have a standard for what is rational, this means that we have a standard, the rational standard. Wouldn't that be good?
Can you rephrase that again? My bad.
So you said that if a person says that Schmurder is good, your claim is, well, we would say that they have an irrational standard, an irrational position. And I'm saying that, well, if you say that they have an irrational position, you are alluding that there is a rational position, an actual rational position, right? Correct?
Yeah.
And this actual rational position, that would be good, correct?
Yeah, I guess in the normative sense, yeah, it would be good.
Wait. In a normative sense, in the actual sense of if it's a standard, if there's a standard that we have where we can discern if something is irrational or rational, then this standard would be also tied to what's good. Truth and good are tied together because you do want to discern, is it good to believe, is it good to know the truth rather than the lie? We would say, most people say, yes, it's good to know the truth rather than the lie. So the morality and truth, you can't really have one without the other. Because if you say, well, we don't have, if you try to split it, well, then truth isn't good. Should we not know the truth? No, we should know the truth versus the lie. We should do the good versus the bad. So these two categories, they have some type of uniformity together. If not, then untangle them for me and prove me wrong. It's going to be hard because I would give you an argument that's going to show that, well, you're still making a claim. You still want that because that would be preferable. It would be good for your standard. You're going to say yes. Because why not? You're going to want something bad? You're going to want to lie? No, you're going to want what's true and what's good. So the true and the good, they have uniformity. But if you don't believe me, then debunk me.
Well, when we're talking about like truth theories, I'm not really well educated on like truth theories. But from what I understand, when you're just saying something is good, somebody that like I can just hold to like an egoist perspective. And the reason why the egoist perspective would just declare that, the reason why something is good is because it satisfies certain criteria. And the reason why we wouldn't want that criteria to be like frustrated on somebody else is because if, for example, the reason I don't want to get hurt is because it costs me some kind of frustration, right? And then we would just, stipulate that another person wouldn't want to feel that kind of frustration. And that would be, I guess, some loose type of evidence to suggest, like, if I am the kind of person that doesn't like to be like physically harmed, then other people wouldn't want to be harmed. And then we would just carry out that reasoning to be good.
Yeah, well, it really doesn't work like that. That's an assertion. That's a far leap. You're just asserting all of these things because human beings perceive things differently. When you're speaking about harm, once again, that's just you're reducing things down to harm. Well, what may harm you, I may not think that that's harmful to me. What may cause you some pain, I may get some enjoyment out of what caused you pain, and it really doesn't cause me pain. So these things are subjective, and it can't conclude that, this is actually what's right or actually what's good under your worldview. You don't have a true standard. You don't have a true standard, so it's all subjective based. And if that's the case, without a true standard, there isn't a true good, there isn't a true right, there isn't a true wrong. There's just, I feel this way about it and you feel that way about it. It's feelings.
Well, I like a kind of position that can be given for like a foundational or an axiomatic position, which is be something like well-being. And a way, I guess, a thought experiment would be, do you take well-being to be like an important fact or some kind of like something that I guess you wouldn't dispute is a bad? Would you say well-being is actually a good?
Well-being is subjective.
How so?
Well, I got friends that they love going to the strip club. Scrippers is what make them happy. Scrippers is like, yeah, let me throw the money. That's what they like to do. I got friends that like to hit the hookah, like to hit the and back in the day, they was also doing the cocaine. So they was doing it all of it. And to them, that made them feel good. That was well-being. When they wasn't doing it, they actually felt bad. They felt depressed. They didn't feel like themselves. They felt lonely. They didn't like themselves. But when they were high, they felt good about themselves. So well-being, I'm just trying to explain that, bro, that's subjective. That's a subjective stance. What's the true standard to well-being under your worldview without a God? What actually makes it true? I'm looking, so all of these, arguments that you're giving me so far, they're all subjective. And if it's subjective, you really can't come to a standard of what's good versus what's bad because it's subjective. So this would get rid of morals. Do you understand? Like, if it just all reduces down to preferences, then there's no morals anymore. There's only your feelings, and then it's might makes right, because you think that Schmurder is bad. You think that Schmurder is good. I think that Schmurder is bad.
You're beeping.
Yeah, what is this beeping?
Something like beeping is kind of good.
Yeah, 1 second here. What's going on? It's coming from 1 second here. Let me try to. Nope. Seems like someone is trying to come in. Krautmik, whatever you were doing backstage, it kept making this noise. So if you're gonna come in, you got to stay in. But you going in and coming out, it kept making this noise. Okay, I think we're good now. Sorry about that, chat. Just had an issue there with that beeping noise. But where was I? I think I was explaining your position. When you take a subjective morals position, you actually get rid of the possibility for morals, because morals would be, like if it's moral, that would be something that's good. It's a standard. And I'm asking you, well, what's the standard for the good? First you say, well, it's, it just our preferences. Then you say it's reduces down to what causes the least amount of harm. But those all would be subjective. So what's the true standard?
Well, yeah. When I was talking about well-being, like the standard, the axiomatic position would be well-being. Like that would be as fundamental as it gets.
And when you say axiomatic, do you mean like, is there anything that well-being relies on? Anything that well-being relies on to be axiomatic? Or there's nothing that well-being relies on for it to be axiomatic?
No, yeah. It would be foundational. It would be like, it can't be reduced any further.
Okay. Well, I disagree with that. Because in order for something to be well-being, this to be axiomatic, I think that relies on the self. It relies on our own perception, what we perceive. There's many different things that well-being relies on. Well, well-being to who? Well-being for what reasons?
Well, I try to elucidate this with like the example of like why, because I would say like only actions or people and actions are the only things that are like morals, right? Or can be moral. So people have to commit certain actions for it to be either morally good or morally bad. So, the example that I gave you would be like, well, the reason why,
that's
like
not true.
Somebody, yep.
I disagree with that presupposition. Actions only make something morally good or morally bad. No, a non-action can make something morally bad or morally good. So, for an example, a non-action. So, if an intruder breaks in your house and you're the only man in your house, you got your children in the house, and you aren't brave, you're afraid, and you go run outside the house. I'm sorry, you don't do nothing. You just freeze up. You do nothing. You freeze up. Well, that would be a non-action that you took that was actually bad for your well-being and your family, right? Your argument of well-being, that would be a non-action that's bad. And there's many different examples that I can use of a non-action, which that would be bad or would be good. For an example, a non-action that would be good, maybe, a bully is confronting you and you're in school, and instead of, being aggressive back and acting out back and reacting, you just stay calm, cool, collective, and you ignore it. And this, basically reconciles the disagreement or reconciles the aggression that the bully was giving you. You get what I'm saying? Because he was maybe trying to get a rise out of you, but he didn't get what he was looking for. And it's probably like, all right, well, he cooled in. You feel what I'm saying? So non-actions can be good and also non-actions can be bad. So you saying that, well, the good and the bad is based off of actions, again, I disagree with your presupposition. Not always. Not always.
Yeah, so that's why I clarified that it would be people that would be doing moral actions, right? Or like moral unactions, right? But I would just say that these are things that we would describe as like either deprivations or excesses, right? So I guess an example of a deprivation and an excess would be like when you have sex, the action itself could be seen as like amoral.
On TikTok, like try to say smecks. Don't say the actual word. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So smecks is neat. We would take smecks to be the type of thing that is amoral. So it wouldn't have like a moral. It wouldn't be morally good or bad. But it's when we have like when we do things in excess or we use it as like a deprivation, right? So an example would be like when you're, I guess an excess of like having too much, sex is probably, schmex is probably not good for you because it can lead to like certain like bad outcomes, right? Like I guess cardio arrest. It really depends, right? And then a deprivation would be just like maybe using it for like unintended purposes for like, I guess, grape, right? Like that would be a deprivation.
Yeah, but this doesn't still give us a standard for what's good.
Well, the standard itself would be that we're able to kind of point to like what actions are actually good. And and which ones are like bad, right? And how we can come to understand whether something is like...
That's what's in question. That's what I want you to do for me. I want you to elucidate your position in it. Give me a justification of what is actually good.
Yeah, so when it comes to it, now it seems like it's coming from like a normative. So like, just because I'm a little confused on like where you want to go with this.
Okay, how about this? Give me an epistemic justification for the good. How do you know if something is good?
When we know it just, one way would be like, now this, I'm like, when it comes to like the epistemics of like morality, I'm a little fuzzy, but have you heard of phenomenal conservatism?
Yeah, but give me an epistemic justification of what's good.
Yeah, so phenomenal conservatism would just be arguing that things either seem to be or seem not to be, right? So it would be something like...
But that's not a justification.
I have this...
If it seems to be, this is going to reduce down to our own experiences and preferences again. That wouldn't be actually what is a true standard. Remember, I'll just go ahead and I'm trying to help you out a little bit here. You can't give me a standard because under your worldview, you don't have a standard. So when you take a belief as agnostic or atheist, any of those type of beliefs that don't actually tell us the worldview as a whole doesn't tell us or give us a standard for what is good, what is bad, what is true, what is false, then it's just going to reduce down to the human mind, right? And that's going to be all subjective, right? Subjective is mind dependent, objective is mind independent. So what I'm looking for to get down to truly ground your belief and give me an epistemic justification for it, well, this thing can't change. Under my worldview, well, God is all good. God is all knowing, all powerful. Human beings was made in the image of God. Thus, we have the ability to, do good. We also was made with free will. Thus, we have the ability to reject the good, reject God. So it's from my worldview, I can give you an epistemic justification of what grounds the good, where the good comes from. It comes from God, how we are able to act in accordance in the good and reject the good, which would be bad, right? Bad isn't a creature. Bad is just a rejection of the good, or a rejection of God. So under my worldview, it's a standard, right? Under your worldview, it is feelings-based. It's just in your own mind, right? And we didn't even get down to what you truly believe in, like how do you think everything came to exist? You just said that you don't know. You're agnostic about a lot of stuff. So you really can't give me a standard because your standard is going to be feelings or I don't know. That's all we've been hearing so far from you. Feelings or I don't know. But good conversation, man. Nothing against you. I do want to get the next caller up though, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Have a good one, man. All right, chat. Get the likes up.
No Fugazee.
Get the likes up. I'm 20-0. I'm 20-0. Now, I ain't even have 20 callers up, but we ain't losing around here tonight. We ain't taking no L's around here tonight. We kicking everybody, right? And yes, we boosting and boasting and bragging, right? We doing all of it. The no Fugazee way. I'm with all the smoke. I want some people to come up here and truly debate. Let's get it. If you're an atheist, come up here and prove me wrong. If you're a feminist, come up here and prove me wrong, right? It's a battle of ideas. Don't get your panties in a bunch, right? Oh, Cooley, I don't like your attitude. Cooley, let him talk. I see the people in TikTok. Oh, let him talk. If you don't have the IQ to keep up, that ain't my fault. He's saying things and I disagree with what he presupposes, then I'm going to argue that rather than have him go on and explain all of this crap where then I got to go all the way back like, yo, listen, I done disagreed with a sentence that your first sentence was nonsensical. It ain't make no sense. Justify that first sentence. He done said multiple paragraphs now we got to go back. No. It's many different ways to debate. This isn't a formal debate. These are TikTok debates, right? So when people come up, you got to be prepared. Same thing with me. If I'm speaking and you guys could be like, real quick, cool, well, I disagree with what you presuppose. Okay, well, fair enough. Let's go ahead and let me further elucidate that. Oh, you still disagree? Well, let's argue that then, right? Totally fine. Got some wimps in the chat. A lot of wimps. A lot of wimps in a chat can, and it's not the majority of them. You know, I just look and I see those ones. Of course, so many comments with love, more love than it is. Hey, Cooley, you let him talk. Ah, shut up, stop whining. All right, let's get some more people up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on TikTok. Drew, Uncle Bear, Coach Ray, Keys, Jamar. I'm gonna get you guys all up. I'm not sure of the order because I wasn't looking who came in first, but you know, we're gonna start this way. So welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm gonna get your name and age.
What's up, bros? Uncle Bear, I'm 49.
All right. And what prompt do you want to debate?
I think we probably think alike. So what's the third one? Say I couldn't hardly see it, man. I'm 49. Help me out, bro.
Okay. The third one is knowledge is impossible without free will.
All right, let's roll with that.
Okay. And you don't believe in free will?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Then you would agree then. So I'm looking for people that disagree with these prompts.
Oh, man. Do something else.
I'm looking for debates, man. I'm trying to have some fun tonight. But I appreciate the call, brother. Have a good one. I'm looking for people with opposing views. The people that agree, cool. It's great that we have similar minds, but let's get some people in here that don't agree. All right.
Yo, what's good, my boy?
Welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
Oh, yeah, my name is Coach Ray. I'm 42.
All right. And what prompt do you want to debate?
No, I went, because I was lost on number 3 where you said knowledge is impossible without free will. Let me turn this down. My bad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you said prompt 3, knowledge is impossible without free will. Do you believe in free will?
Absolutely.
Okay, you do believe in free will. Okay, so you would agree. You would agree that if you believe in free will, my claim is that, well, without free will, we wouldn't be able to, discern the true from the false. This would mean that things are determined or predetermined. So this would be a deterministic worldview. In deterministic worldviews, well, knowledge just is impossible. Knowledge is the art and ability and action to discern if something is true. It gives direction. So we have the free will to, let's say if we were told lies all our life, like someone told us that, like women are stronger than men, right? Well, if things was just determined, well, listen, we wouldn't have the ability to discern out of that, lie, to get us out of that. We would just be stuck, right?
Okay. So it says knowledge is impossible. So you're saying it is impossible to perceive or understand what knowledge is without free will. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I get started or we go any further, Could you pull up what the Oxford definition or whatever your source is, what the actual definition of what knowledge is? I don't want us to kind of like freelance off of it because I got a reason why I'm asking that, why I'm showing that too. Because I'm a God-fearing man. I understand that God gave us free will, but I want to make sure I understand where you're coming from, because the free will that God gives us, it has no correlation to whether or not an individual is able or even has the applied capability to process a certain type of knowledge. You get what I'm saying? So could you give me the definition of what knowledge is?
Maybe not knowledge. Maybe we should focus on free will.
No. I'm saying you're saying knowledge.
Yeah,
so
but
what
from what you just, I got it. We can speak about both, but free will is the ability to make choices, right?
Nah.
This is what I'm saying. We have a different standard. We have a different belief with free will. So free will is not the ability to make choices?
God gave you the free will. He didn't so the free will you're speaking about is the will of God. And God gave you the will to serve him and or not make your decision to go astray, whatever you want to do.
Is that not choices?
The free will you're speaking about applying it to knowledge is not the same thing as the word of God.
Just answer my question. Is that not making a choice? You said free will is humans having the ability to obey God or disobey God. And I'm asking you, is that not the ability to make a choice, or is that choices? Okay, that's totally fine. So if it's the case that free will is the ability to choose, right? Freely choose. We have our own minds to choose things. We're not like stuck in a determinist worldview. To be determined to believe something and we can't get out of that belief, like we're stuck there, which means we have choices. Now, if we have choices, then we have the ability to know something. If we don't have any choices, we truly don't have the ability to know anything, because it will be determined. It could just be determined for us to be a certain way, like to believe a lie, determined for us to be manipulated, determined for us to be wrong. You get what I'm saying?
So you telling me free will is now going to be applied to whether somebody knows right from wrong, has the knowledge to apply right and wrong?
Yeah, hold up. Give me 1 second here. 1 second here. I gotta.
Sure.
All right, sorry about that, chat. Okay, so yeah, I think the problem that we were hung up on was I want to debate, bro. Who's up? Dave, I don't know. Let's get this guy. If he has, let's see, Krautmik been up here. I already argued with you a little bit. Let's get one of the members up here real quick. Hey, Krautmik, unmute yourself.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hey, Coach Ray, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him on one. Yeah, he's clear.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll have you guys. I think he has some questions for you. Krautmik, you got any questions for him?
Yeah. Well, no, I wanted to kind of debate the one prompt. I think it was the first or last one about objective morality is the only true morality for good and bad. Obviously, you can't have that without God.
Okay. I thought because I seen some comments in here. I thought you wanted to come up during this guy. Okay, fair enough. All right, man. I'll put you backstage. All right, man. I'm gonna get another caller, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Okay, I'm here. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't really have a disagreement. He misunderstood. I guess he didn't even make an argument. I really don't know what his grievances was, but as we spoke, I didn't hear any of them. He just misunderstood free will a little bit. Then we spoke about that, and then we were good. So yeah. All right, we got Leo Smith. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Name and age.
What up, man? You just said it. Leo Smith, Butler the third, and I'm 31.
Okay. All right, and what prompt do you want to debate, man?
I like that last one right there. Knowledge is impossible without free will.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't believe that knowledge is impossible without free will. I feel like if you didn't have free will, you also can gain knowledge.
Got it. And if you don't have free will, what type of world would this be? Would it be a deterministic world, or what type of world would it be without the ability to make choices?
Yeah, it'd probably be deterministic depends on your definition of that, but you still be gaining knowledge though.
Under a deterministic worldview, how can you adjudicate if something is actually true? If you're determined to have these thoughts and these beliefs, and that's determined, you can't change it.
Well, the moment you start to adjudicate, as you would say, then you're already being subjective, and we already had to take knowledge off the table. Knowledge is not something that's subjective. It's just it's finite.
You just wait. You agreed with me.
How so?
You just said.
Why do you believe that? I just believe. Why do you believe that?
You just said that if we take, if everything is determined, right, and we wouldn't be able to adjudicate if the true versus the false, then we wouldn't have any knowledge. We wouldn't have the ability to have any knowledge.
You need to do that second part of adjudicating whether something's true or false or right or wrong.
And you can't.
It doesn't really matter.
No, I'm telling you.
You're still educated. You're still getting knowledge.
No, I'm telling you, you can't do it if it's all determined.
Well, whether you can or cannot is irrelevant because I don't believe that's important to be able to do such. You're just throwing a random step in.
How do you know? Then how do you
determine? Like if I tell you don't run across the street, it doesn't matter whether you think is right or wrong. Don't run across the street. You just gain knowledge of not dying.
No, stop it. If you told me not to run across the street, but I was determined to run across the street, it don't matter what you say. Do you get the position?
Yeah, that's true, but you gained the knowledge and you died.
No, stop. If you told me not to, telling me something is not teaching me anything. You're just saying, hey, don't do this. That isn't like teaching me something. You're not giving any reason not to do it. You're just saying, don't do this. If you tell me don't run across the street,
reasoning, you just gain knowledge of the reason now. Now you're gaining more knowledge.
You're asserting that something was gained. Even if you give me good reason not to run across the street, but if I'm still determined to run across the street, I cannot make a choice outside of what I'm determined to do.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be making a choice. You're supposed to do what you're told. Why are you making choices?
How can I do what I'm told if I was determined to do what I'm determined? Now, if I'm determined to do what one specific person told me to do, because a deterministic worldview, it goes like that. You can be determined to believe in, Stalin and H. I don't think we can say that guy's name.
I get what you're saying.
The mustache
but none of
man.
that is wrong. I actually sometimes believe that H was not in the wrong. Actually,
no, it's an example. It's an example.
But that was a great example because a lot of people think everything he's doing is wrong, and that's why we look at it from a negative light. But actually, we can thank him for some stuff.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right?
Always wrong.
Let me ask you this. So, if it's the case that you believe in a deterministic worldview, tell me how can you do anything other than what you're not determined to do? Can you?
That's the free will part, but you can still have knowledge without free will.
You didn't answer my question. Under your worldview, under a you said that you don't believe in free will. You think that it's deterministic, right? You believe in determinism. So if things are determined, my question,
you can say that.
If things are determined, my question is, how can you do anything other than what you were determined to do? The answer would be you can't do anything because it's determined. So if it's all determined, how can you adjudicate from what's true and what's false? No, you can be just determined to believe in a lie. You can be determined to be confused.
Your definition of knowledge is being able to determine
you need the faculties
for you.
No, not better, anything like that. You need
whether something's better for you or not.
No,
you want to know that.
You just need the ability to discern, to adjudicate the true or the false, the good from the bad. You need the ability to make a choice.
Running across the street, that's subjective based on what perspective you're looking from.
I'm gonna get another caller up. You're not listening, and you don't have the IQ to keep up. So when people come up, nothing against you, Leo, but you're not actually addressing my argument. Like you're arguing with yourself. Like I asked you multiple times and you didn't answer the question. Like if it's determined, well, how can you do anything differently than what you're determined? You can't. That's the conclusion to your position because it's determined. If you can't, then how can you know anything? Knowing something is having the ability to discern. Like if you're a robot then. Like robots don't know robots don't know information. Robots don't have any knowledge. Robots have information that we give them. They're programmed and determined to do certain things based off of the zeros and the ones that we program into the robot, right? So the robot doesn't have any true knowledge. It's not knowledge, it's determined. It's a program. These AI systems and all of that, it doesn't have any knowledge. It has algorithms and things of that sort, just taking information in. But that it was programmed to take certain information in and to decipher certain information. It's programmed a specific way to do a specific task. It cannot do anything outside of the task that it was programmed for. So for an example, you create a robot and you program it to, oh, you know what, robot? You can actually you programmed it to choose, you can go ahead and choose from these things here. Well, you just programmed it to now, it really doesn't have any free choice, any free will. You just programmed it. So it has these things here. It's not freely doing it. It's only doing it because that's what is determined to do that. Free will is different than, the program. It's the total opposite. For an example, under the Christian paradigm, God didn't create us to do good. It's like, oh yeah, do good. Oh yeah, do bad. No, God didn't create us to do that, to be determined to do these things. God actually created us with free will, which we have the secondary cause. He's the first cause, created everything. And then he created human beings in his image to have the ability to be the secondary cause, which means that we have the ability to make choices that God, didn't choose. God didn't cause us to do. He didn't cause these things. He created us with a secondary cause. We currently, as human beings, when we're creating these AI systems and robots and stuff, we can't create a robot to have the ability to have a secondary cause. We didn't get there yet. They try to say like, oh yeah, bro, we're getting real close, but nah, bro, it's nowhere near there. Not at all. It's programmed. The robots are programmed to do what the creators programmed it to do. Not anything other than that. Like imagine, God gave us free will. You think does God actually want us to do? Here's a good analogy for the robots and God. So God gave us free will. Does God want us to do bad? No, God does not want us to reject him. But somehow we still can. Right? Now, if a human being creates a robot, well, let's say if the human being is creating this robot and the human being is like, I'm going to program in it that it can reject me. Well, anytime the program rejects the human being, the robot would just be acting off what it was programmed. The distinction is human beings program the robot to reject us. God didn't program us to reject us. He programmed us with free will. See the distinction? I guess that was a good example, but could have went over some of the low IQ individuals' minds. But anyways, let's get back to business. All right, chat. Let's bring up some more people. Where we at? Any super chats in here? I don't think. Oh, we do got some. Shouts out to who we got in here right now. Melinda G sending in 10. She says, just sending love. Still waiting on my shirt. Cooley? Yes, shirt. What? Melinda, I already sent you. Who did I send the shirt to recently? No, Melinda, I sent you your shirt. What you talking about? I can't remember if it was Melinda G, if it was Dana Gonzalez. I know I sent her the shirt, but yeah, I believe you got a shirt over. If we definitely shipped it, so you should have got it. Where we at? Does biology make one determine? That's a good question. So it's a good and we got 3 people up here backstage. I'm gonna bring you guys up on TikTok. No worries, I got you guys. But let me answer this question. Does biology, one sent to the chat on YouTube. So does biology make one determine? Well, a good argument for this is the gaze. Perfect argument is the gaze. Biology does have certain determining factors, of course, like we know that a male is a male because of the XY chromosomes and the makeup of the man, right? So there's some determining factors within the nature of the person, male versus female. So there's certain things that's a definite there, that's determined. But as far as the mental faculties and us having the ability to make choices, no, the gays prove it. If a man's biology has 17 times more testosterone than a woman, human beings, we were created with reproductive organs to want to reproduce. If we have this biology that's based off of that includes reproductive organs, and then a man wants to have anal sex with another man, this is a argument for how it's not fully determined and how we have free will. The gays, they show us that, man, we got free will. Because, bro, your biology is telling you to like a small waist, wide hips, and a wagon back there, and some voluptuums, a soft, nice feminine voice and a soft skin, but somehow you want a person like you with muscles. Like, come on, bro, that's gay. So the whole same-sex attraction stuff, well, we know that biology, our mental faculties, our consciousness, our mind, that's not determined. The other stuff, yeah, like a man can never be a woman. That's determined, right? But the mental faculties there, no, you still have the ability to choose some weird stuff. Like, why would you ever choose to stick your thing in somewhere where feces come out of? It's disgusting. Like, we gotta have free will, because if that was not determined, if that was determined, that's an abomination.
They, them, energy. They, them, energy.
Like, think about it. You got all the choices in a world. All the choices in the world. But you choose to lie to yourself as a man, a grown adult man, and say, yeah, I'm a woman.
They, them, energy.
Bruh, this proves free will. It can't be more freer than that. Like, that's like, imagine if we created the robot and the robot was like, I'm no longer a robot, I'm a human being.
They, them, energy.
We'd be like, okay, that robot has free will.
They, them, energy.
All right, anyways, enough of that. Let's bring up some people. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. Let me get your name and age.
Abu, about 30.
Okay. And what prompt do you want to debate?
3. Just before we get there, though, what is your belief? What is your religion?
Christian. Why?
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean by knowledge is impossible without free will?
Yeah. Were you listening to the last person I had up or no?
Yeah, I did, but I kind of want to get a glimpse of exactly what you mean by knowledge. I heard what you were saying, but it still didn't get to the exact point I'm looking at. For me, I don't think as humans in general, all of us have free will. By the definition of free will, unless you are defining a limited
free will is the ability to make choices.
I look at free will by definition. Sorry?
The ability to choose. That's my definition of free will. What's your definition of free will?
The ability to be sovereign.
To be sovereign? You mean like free of consequences?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. We just have two different definitions of free will.
You can do whatever you want.
No. We just have two different definitions of free will. Nothing is free of consequences.
Yeah.
So we don't have the same
not just that angle though. Not just that angle. Many other angles. So I look at, as human beings, we have choices. We don't have free will.
Yeah. So again, the only reason why your definition of free will is not my definition of free will. If you say that we just have choices, that means that we have free will. My definition, your definition is free will is free of consequences, meaning that we can do things and not have any consequences. No one in their right mind believes that definition of free will. They don't.
No, that is not the general definition. I was just giving you a segment within the definition of my own free will.
Yeah. So it's no argument.
It's part of the free will.
There's no argument. It's no debate. Then you don't disagree. We have the same understanding of. You agree with my definition of free will, but you just don't. You agree with my concept of what I mean by free will, but we're using two different words to explain the concept.
Okay. I guess
the concept. The word for the concept for you is choices. The word for the concept for me is, it would be the same thing, the free will word. So we agree.
Okay.
We agree with the concept. All right. Peace.
Yes.
Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. And get your name and age.
Drew 34. What's going on with you, brother?
What's up, man? And what prompt do you want to debate tonight?
Well, first of all, before anything, how the hell are you? Because nobody's asked how you're doing. You've had manners all night, but nobody's checked on you.
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. And what prompt do you want to debate?
Can we do number 2 if you don't mind?
Sure. So feminism ruins society. You don't think that feminism ruins society?
I do, but there's a caveat to that. If you'll indulge me for 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, so third wave feminism ruins society. First wave feminism, we all know suffrage, women's right to vote. Okay, you're a legal citizen. Yes, you should have a right to choose who's running the country. Second wave feminism, you have the right to work, you're paying taxes, and you're a citizen. You should know where your money's being spent. You should have a choice in that. Third wave feminism is where we got all the debauchery and bullshit. Agree or disagree?
No, first wave feminism is where we got all of the BS. So once again, the founders of feminism, if you look at the history of it, these suffragettes back then, their main goal was to dismantle all patriarchal systems. So they viewed the nuclear family as a patriarchal system that they wanted to dismantle. They thought that women in the home underneath a man is oppressive. So their ideology, their beliefs is what made wave for all of the other made room for all of the other waves of feminism. So if you're looking at first wave all the way to fourth wave feminism, it's all nonsensical and all illogical because it's based off of something that is a lie and something that I think is evil.
I mean, wait, okay, so you're talking about like Margaret Sanger and all them that started this whole thing?
Yeah, man. Yep. The founders of feminism, their main goal was to dismantle patriarchal systems.
Okay, listen, I'll give you that, like, because I only think of it in, like, the black community, because we know they came to destroy that part in particular. But again, I don't disagree with you. I just had that little caveat to it, like, when we're talking about society as a whole, as far as the men wearing the purple wigs and shit, as far as destroying society, the women want to be men, the men want to be women.
If you can try not to cuss since we're live on TikTok, I don't want to get my stream restricted.
Gotcha. My bad, brother. My bad. As far as people wanting to either switch genders or we're equal to men and the men are equal to women or we're better. Except you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah, like the chat just said, first wave feminism paved the way, man. That paved the way, like I said. So it's really, I mean, if you agree with, you agree that feminism ruins society. You said you have a caveat to it, but I'm not really sure what your caveat is because if you look at even women's suffrage and women voting, the majority of women, they did not want to vote. They actually voted against having the right to vote. The majority of women back then in the early 50s, 40s, and 30s and stuff like that. So those women didn't want to vote. It was a lot of non-government organizations, a lot of NGOs, a lot of propaganda. You got Rothschilds and stuff like that. People, big organizations funding this ideology and pushing these false narratives on women, right? Saying that, oh, well, you're oppressed living in a home, and oh, if you're underneath a man, why don't you want to be independent and get from underneath him? Look at you, what you doing? You ain't nothing, woman. So this was just, it was an entire propaganda campaign, and most women voted against it. America didn't vote to give women the right to vote. It was just like the government just pushed it through. Yeah, yeah, like no one voted on this.
Yeah, but I was saying when I'm talking about society, like they had some kind of decorum still, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like we had Anita Baker, even Adina Howard is better than a Sexy Red. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah, well, I mean that doesn't I mean I really wouldn't say that fully better. I mean, in a sense, you can say, it's definitely levels to things. It's levels to the degeneracy. But yeah, man, let me get another caller up then, someone that has some opposing views, man. But I appreciate the call.
No, all good, bro. Do your thing.
Yeah, have a good one, bro.
All
right. Let's see. Got anyone backstage? No? Okay. All right, chat. While we're waiting for people to come on up, We can either react to some more clips. How long I've been streaming for? 2 hours thus far. I ain't got as much energy as I had before, man. I'm on E. I gotta eat. 2 hours and 13 minutes in. I think we're about to call it a wrap, man. So we'll do it like this. If you guys on YouTube want to support the channel, you guys on TikTok want to support, come on over to No Fugazi Podcast on YouTube. If you guys donate to the channel, I'll keep going. Send in some super chats. If you guys, feel like you had enough, that's cool. You don't got to send in those super chats. We can go ahead and end stream now and end these debates. We still got some people up in here, but if you guys not supporting, we can go ahead and wrap up, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for the next open panel debate night. Let me read the super chat that came in earlier with Ben sending in $2. He says, this free will prompt really bringing out the idiots tonight. Yeah, man, people is just, they have a hard time understanding these concepts, I guess. I'm not sure. Not really sure. But I'm 10-0 tonight. 10-0. I've been handing out spankings. All right, chat. Looks like you guys had enough, so we're going to call it. Next podcast, again, is going to be this Thursday at between 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned. If you guys want to debate, come on up to debate. But I appreciate the support, and peace. This podcast is No Fugazi. I'm out.
No Fugazi. Fugazi.